Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And you know, our public officials, our elected officials, those guys are always on the road. They're always trying to reach out and kind of do what we can. We're very glad to have with us, welcome into the program, Dr. John Fleming, Louisiana State Treasurer. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Keith. Great to be on with you today. As you can see, we're actually on our way to Houma. So look forward to meeting the fine people there.
Yeah, I tell you, one of our great service organizations, the Rotary Club here in Houma, they do a wonderful job of really supporting our community. We're glad you're coming in to talk with them today. So thanks for taking time and energy to do that.
Yes, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about, just for those of us that maybe don't know, tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what the Louisiana State Treasurer Office does and how you help our constituents here.
Right. Happy to do that. The Louisiana State Treasury or the Treasury itself has three functions. Number one is to invest taxpayer money to get the best possible return and the safest return. This past year, we had a record return of $450 million, unprecedented. So we did very well. We actually had an upgrade from S&P on our bonds from AA negative to AA, which means that our interest rates go down as we borrow. So that's good. Number two, as treasurer, I am the chairman of the Bond Commission, which must approve all of the debt incurred by the political subdivisions across the state, cities, parishes, state, affordable housing, all of that. I lead that effort, and we try to be sure that people don't get in over their heads and can't, of course, pay the interest debt. And number three, Treasury has the unclaimed property division, which means anybody's money that for some reason is forgotten about or lost in, say, utility deposits or in the bank accounts or inheritances or tax returns, refunds. We have it there, but you do have to come to our website at lacashclaim.org, lacashclaim.org to claim your property.
Yeah, so again, three wonderful functions, especially with some of those monies that we've been able to really improve on and increase. Tell us a little bit about how we were able to do that.
Well, it's quite surprising just how much money is forgotten about or somehow abandoned. People just forget. They move from one location to another and they forget their deposits and things. We literally have hundreds of millions of dollars that belong to the people of Louisiana.
Right.
And they're not, the governor and the legislature are not allowed to touch it. And you'd be surprised, 1 in 6 Louisianans are owed money. And in some cases, it's a lot of money. We had one gentleman recently that was owed $20,000 from the county head back in the 60s he forgot about. And when we called him, he thought it was a scam, but actually we proved to him that it was legit. And I handed him a $20,000 check, and I've got the check I've got the photo to prove it. And we put smiles on a lot of people, as you can imagine, in unclaimed property.
Yeah, I can tell you I can't imagine anybody that wouldn't be really happy with getting $20,000 they didn't think they were going to get. But it's really interesting. You can kind of know it's not a scam when it comes officially from you through the Louisiana State Treasurer Office, as well as when people want to give you money instead of asking for money is probably another one of those hints that it's probably not a scam.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so I am so very excited that we have a surplus that we have here and that we've done so well with those bonds. It takes a whole lot of management and organization by your office to be able to do that. But it's always nice to hear when we're getting when we have a little bit more money than we expected that we do.
Yes, we've actually, our revenue has been actually quite good over the last couple of years. Some federal money on COVID and all of that. But the concern I have, and I think many, and I believe the governor too, is that sometimes when the revenue goes up, people go to spending once again. So what we really want to bring about is tax reform, a pro-growth tax policy, where we begin paying some of our debts down. Pension debts, of course, need to be paid down. And we need to slow the growth of government where there's wasteful spending, and then return it to the taxpayers as tax reductions. So there's a tax package coming next month from the government, which I support, that will lower personal income tax from 4.25% to 3%, corporate 7.5 to 3%. And look, states around us have already done this. Some don't even have personal income tax anymore. And as a result, they're growing economically much faster than Louisiana.
Right. And that corporate, is it going to 3% or 3.5?
Well, I've heard two versions, and it could be 3.5. And again, it's all a proposal.
Sure.
What comes out at the end of the sausage making may look vastly different. But the point being that you have to stick to one thing out of another. You can't say you reduce some wasteful spending, but then not lower taxes, or you can't lower taxes and not reduce wasteful spending. You got to do it all at once.
Right. Right. And we appreciate that. As we close now, we're very thankful for you to come and spend some time with us here in Houma. Come and talk to one of our very local, well-known service organizations with the Rotary. And thank you for the job that you're doing. We very much appreciate all the effort and energy, and making sure that we're keeping some balance to that budget that you oversee every day.
Great. Thank you so much, and appreciate you having me on today, Keith.
Yes, sir. Very good. Safe travels to you. We look forward to catching up with you again real soon.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And again, that is Dr. John Fleming, who is the Louisiana State Treasurer. Sorry about some of the things that we have to deal with here when we're trying to bring all that information to you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. We'll be right back right here with more Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.